was able to get my second handle and I'd be able to squeeze it right in. It's literally right there. You like that, huh? Actually, if the back pipe wasn't in my way, so I kept my hand there, I'd be able to get it. Right there, go!
Should be alright there. I think it's mostly because the fucking clamp is kind of stretched out a little bit, and I probably have to pull it off.
Yeah. So it gets right there.
I'm pretty sure it's going all the way around there. It's just gotta be
Clamped together.
yeah, pretty tight enough.
Let's say screw up, put a pair of vice grips to it. Might work better.
What's that nut? Don't fucking turn anymore.
I was almost gonna say, is there a way you can grab it down there or something to clamp on it while I use the impact and spin it off of one?
Cool, dude. Might be able to, you got the 11/16, I get the vice grips or something, might be able to screw it loose a little bit, or maybe give me a little pry bar or something, I might be able to force it enough to get it to pop in there. Fucking nut, just don't want to screw that extra little bit of knee.
I know, so you just on the spin.
Screwdriver, pry bar or something.
You have a screwdriver here, flathead.
And then try to
I'll look for the.
probably need this. All situated here. Dude, you're so close. Close to flip over.
Loosen it.
That, or I don't know if I can pry down on something else on the other side and pop down on there or not. If not, I'm just not trying to get the nut. Only if you can reach down in there and push down on it, might give me enough.
That's what I was trying to push on the girls over here.
Push down up here.
I ain't got good enough spot to push on.
Oh, there's plenty to do, so. Yeah, this plant can be a bitch, especially when the train's still in it.
I say.
Well, it's so fucking close, man, it's crazy.
What size is that nut?
Should be 11.
11? I don't know if I got an 11 up here. Is it 13?
Gravity?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do have one thing. I knew that.
No, I can get some chin water to fucking hold it if it's got a loosen. Let's see if I don't need but just for it to go right to the end of the fucking throw it in the right spot, right fucking. No viewers yet.
See if I can get this impact in there.
Gosh.
I don't know if this impact's gonna go in there or not. And if it does, I don't know if it'll be able to get to the. Oh!
me doing that. Good morning, everybody.
Alright, I'm on it. Who's got a grab? Hopefully.
Try it. Turning it. 100% sure.
Yeah, it is turning it.
Probably don't want to take it all the way off. It'll be a pain in the butt trying to get back over there. It shouldn't need a whole
I'm
lot.
just gonna leave it where it's at. We can try that. I have it close enough to the edge. I don't want to take too far.
Alright, give me a second.
See if I can get my hand. That might not happen. And if it does, it'll be an hour from now. It's like awkward where I gotta get my hand in there. There's like no good way to put grip on it at all. It's weird. What? Still not wanna go on? Yeah, I'll be able to see more.
I've got it popped in the thing, but I ain't got it to where it completely twist in and lock itself there. We got 11 inch or 7/16, one or the other. I don't think you can get the socket on it like that.
There's an 11 somewhere in the bottom right there.
Look at that.
on.
Tap one, go here, crayon this way, one.
I don't know if this thing's gonna do much.
Let's see whatever else that will give us, if it does.
Let's say if we had one, I'd have to put it on by hand, well, if I do, but.
Alright, we got that. Now let's more try to get our downpipe connected back on.
Probably what's already there. And while I'm already in position,
Gotta get that clean. We've already pushed back behind the flange, or?
so that half of it is. I mean, now, well, now it is.
What's the motor might have to fucking push back too?
Let's say me pushing it backwards like it.
This ain't got nothing holding the engine back 100%.
Because when I do that, looks like you want to
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
probably what we need is, I'm gonna get something here.
Be nice if we had something to where I could like put one foot on one of them.
I'll just find something to prop up under there. Maybe. But then every time the ground moves, fucking things like
Right,
that.
now when you need something.
In the
it's
way.
not there.
I gotta get back over there and get that other nut back on that damn.
Is that-
Next to the other part.
Forklift tire thing thick enough? And that runner? That'd be thick enough to go up under here, hold it up.
Don't take a whole lot.
Yeah, honestly, if I had to, I could probably hold it.
Fucking sort of fucking piece of board or.
That's gonna get back when we don't want to hold it. Yeah.
Lift it up a little bit. A little bit. There you go. Should help for now.
That's almost fine back.
Set it wrong, needs to be on a little bit angle once we put the transmission on, then we'll put it exactly 100%, 'cause right now the motor mounts
That's
are
why when
keeping
you
it
took
there.
the engine out or whatever, that downpipe was the only thing holding it back.
Yeah.
I can't keep my balance up here for crash.
I'm back in the lower back, it's fucking killing me today for some reason. The fluid's dripping.
Right there. Alright. Got it. I think I'm somewhat in it.
Oh, hell. Kind of slacking today, the old lower back's hurting.
This probably fine. I just gotta need to loosen it. It's tight like the other one was, and I can't get the metal spin.
When it gets like that, we need to try to get where I can hold it and you can kind of try to, if anything, tap that clamp on there, helps push it closer to the V-band, you know what I mean? So the further they go in, the closer.
I was trying to, there when it was together in your oven, I was trying to force it together, and it didn't want to get it. I think I'm gonna try to loosen it a little bit, so maybe I can actually try to back up here so I can sit. Oh, it's not getting all back. Yeah, oh, that hurts. I tried to grab it with my finger or whatever and it slipped. Right now, we're gonna dig the hole. Right there is probably where I want it. I'm far from getting that one there, so that needs to be loosened. Hopefully that's enough. I got that thing right on the edge. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I guess just make sure it's burning away, if it needs to be or it's gonna hit nothing else.
I think where it's at now, I think would be fine for me to tighten
Yeah,
it.
you can get it tightened better. All right. Wow.
That's what I like.
Damn it, man.
Now we gotta hook up the turbo to the manifold, right?
Yeah, that other piece should be able to go in now.
I knew that's right in front of me.
Is there a clamp there and there's already a gasket on there, ain't there?
That. See how this goes. Hopefully not hard.
Oh, this should be easy compared to the other ones. How's everybody doing?
That's how much of a finger man.
I'm trying to find both for this one for some reason and figure out what the hell's what.
And I just need the 3 nuts for that. And this
I think
should
it was these, wasn't it? So which one's on the other one right there?
Where's that?
Huh?
Where's that? Other than the 3 bolts and nuts. You gotta get one.
I'm pretty sure I like two right there. I'm pretty sure they look like the ones that should be on there. You can see the ones on that one that look like the same style on that one back there. They're rusty. They look like exhaust bolts to me.
Yeah.
But you find the other ones for some damn reason. Don't know what they do. Start bouncing around back and forth. And but we grab off the other one and we get everything back together over here, like scrounge everything together. Must have laying up there on the cow somewhere.
I don't know, I'm not even spending freaking nut, I'm spending freaking lunch.
You grab another one.
What size are those?
Another right here, actually. No, see, these are different. Put these three on there.
Man.
That's why I was asking you to look at, because these don't have that self-spin washer. These got the like washer made tooth and nut.
That's what I thought these were.
So I don't know what the hell. Actually, well, that's them right there, because this is the motor coming out of the truck. That's why I couldn't find it.
Jeez. Yeah, so the other one of these is probably over there.
It happens. Getting ahead of myself today.
They still right on though.
Yeah, well, we want something. Whatever you want to do, I'm pretty sure I can put them all together.
What size are these? 13 inch?
Probably the back bottom. I think we got a whole bunch of places with the wrench.
I can try it, but see if this one will get in there and back or not.
Regular shit. Find it.
Man,
Huh?
it's always my middle finger knuckles that get cut like that. Both of my middle finger knuckles have cuts on them. I keep hitting that thing.
Nice to get that bag going so you can actually set up a couple of benches and stuff for when the
That's
vehicle
what,
off the truck.
even if they did get that thing mowed, because he said everything will be cleaned out by today, except for that little pile.
Yeah,
So
it's still working.
if we had time today, it'd be nice to go ahead and start putting some of our stuff in there.
I guess we'll see what happens, because dude was talking about truck coming here and needs a fuse box or something, who knows? And then we gotta go to the Winchester or Stephen City. Tires.
Maybe I should do all this with a wrench. Oh, we ain't got a ratchet 13?
Right here.
What was say? I don't want to do that.
There, I mean, one of those is pretty tight, you don't have to break them, but metal gaskets, so you want to draw down decent. There's the pipe on the other one, dude. I thought I was gonna bust a nut. Had to reach in there like that to be able to pull on it. And try not to bust my knuckles on anything because I was pulling so hard. The one I had to try like 3 different times for the last time. I was finally like, all right, I'm just gonna give it everything I got, and finally it popped loose.
It's
And
my
once it popped
worst
loose, it just
fear.
screwed right off with your finger.
It's my worst fear.
Some
busting my
crazy
knuckles.
shit. Busting knuckles or busting nuts. Either or can be rough. Alright, so I'll put the downpipe one back on there once ever we get ready to get the transmission up in there, because I'm sure we'll have to probably tilt it down a little bit more. And I can get that exhaust pushed up over there, and it's got like a little rib that goes over before you put the clamp on it. And other than that,
Freaking Ford.
and other than that, I'm probably gonna go down here and take this other flywheel off and swap it out. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody from? Any mechanics watching?
Probably another good thing is when we have viewers, especially like yesterday, telling that anybody that they know that would like that stuff, send it to them. I think they're tight.
Little 18.
I think they're both tight.
We got the other battery ratchet over here. people.
This should go on, that should go on, this
I guess
should
we
go
need to
on.
start figuring out what we're gonna do to get that line off the other, that fuel line that broke. Cause that's gonna have to go in before we pop the transmission up in there. And then probably work on, I think all this here should go that way.
This goes into that, and this,
You can probably work on,
I don't know where this plug into actually. Goes that, like that goes here.
one goes there,
This goes there, I don't know where this one
and
goes.
one should go into that. Probably working on getting this, try to put back where it needs to go exactly. This hose here, I can't remember what it connected to. Try to figure out where all this is now connected.
Well, I don't know where the other two
So they went there, or two different plugs, just as bad to plug them in and figure out where these all went backwards. You can't, it's considered two different size
That's what I
plugs.
meant.
You can't fuck up.
Backwards.
That's what I meant, as far as getting like anything, I don't remember what this all went to. See if this will be strong enough to break these leaks or something. Probably not.
So
Try.
are we taking this thing for a test run if it runs like this?
Take it for a test run?
Oh. No, I meant like after we get it done, if it drives, are we taking it for a test run?
Probably drive around here, it's legal, we can take it out on the road. Be best to get everything back together, fill it full of fluids, and let it sit run for a little while,
If we do that, then we can go dog it down 522 and see what happens.
just to make sure.
That's if it even
Don't have no
starts.
leaks or anything before it actually goes back out on the road. to
That's
run.
if it even starts and runs after this.
Well, it's gonna start to run.
It should.
Is it gonna be right? I don't know.
Yeah. These probably go into the intake.
Huh?
I think these probably go into the intake. Maybe.
I don't think any of those was hooked up to anything. I think they might have been.
Whatever.
There was two or three of them that laid there. They were probably like options or whatever. I assume.
Flip. Like what the flip?
What the flip, he said. Where's everybody from?
Oh yeah.
Got any mechanics watching?
That definitely gets in there.
Like a purple one?
Yeah. And this yellow one is a turbo, but that's all it
Good battery on it. It works pretty good.
Man. Now this probably goes to something that isn't put in yet. That's my guess.
Could be a good guess.
I hope. I don't see anything else we're seeing plugged to. Unless I'm blind, we're just not seeing it. This thing's all bent over this way on kind of crap, so I'm gonna say that whatever it goes to is not in yet. That's my guess. I'm going with.
Going with it.
Well, that stuff's in. I mean, I don't know what it needs. don't mess it up.
And to most people that don't know, if you're ever putting the bolts back in the flywheel, to bolt the flywheel to the crank, start them with your fingers a good bit before you put an impact on them, because I've been down the road where somebody else done that and destroyed a motor. Or destroyed the crank. The crank could have been replaced. Where's everybody from? We appreciate everybody watching. Don't mind giving us a thumbs up if you can.
Tell them to share the live to people if they know.
If you guys don't mind sharing to people, if you do know mechanics and stuff like that, we appreciate people watching. We're planning on doing this eventually to where we can try to go out and help people, and we're going to live feed on it and stuff. And we know what it's like to have to spend money on vehicles, and they're not cheap to fix. We're going to try to help as many people as we can. Got to make enough to make a living, but give them fair prices and help people out. Intake. I don't know if we can start it up again. I think I took some pictures on the phone. I think that's all back on. That's back on. We're right out to start figuring out what we got to do to get that fuel line off the other truck and get this one out so we can swap with it. And that'll go back. Plug will go back on. We probably don't want to put the that connects to the filter, I believe, and then you can here. No. Can't remember why once you put the fuel filter back down in there. So this one comes up to here. That one hooks on here. That's what that is. They can elbow like that.
Oh yeah.
It pops onto this side of the filter, and this one pops on here, and then there are other two lines. The one that's broke, and this one pops back onto here. So I could probably take this one out and set it down in there. This one's newer.
So we could probably use the same one anyways, right?
That one's going to be newer than his probably, but this one I replaced some time ago. I did his too, I think it was a while before that. And so I left this line actually on that, right? This line's there. Yeah. As soon as I remember how this pops off there so I don't break it. I knew that. It's gonna be easy with this line when you go to get it on because it'll make it stiff. You already got that one. Come on.
So I'll tell Eric or whatever, but I'll tell him since if we're getting that day or whatever, I'll just be like, you can just drive my truck over Green Gate Road over here. I'll bet Eric, if y'all want to hang out so you can help sand and sandblast my truck.
Yeah. That's a good thing about sandblasting. You really only need one person to run sandblast.
Well, it'd be nice if we could tear my bed off and tear the bed and, well, I mean, the sandblast, would I need to remove the cap? I think I'd be able to get most of it, everything, right? I mean, if I wanted to do the whole entire frame, then a lot of things are.
Yeah, it might be easier to pull the bed off or whatever if you want to get like the back of the cab and all that stuff and like really get into it. Then you'd be able to the frame too. You clean up the frame or whatever while you got the bed off and check all your brake lines and stuff like that.
That's what I would love to be able to get the truck in there and then take my bed off and then just sandblast the whole thing. And Eric and Damien can sand the bed and the cap.
Once I said you want to just use the fucking blaster for all that, you can get it.
Does the sandblast still work on the cab?
anything metal. You don't wanna go
Sandblast
overly
the
crazy.
freaking truck.
Yeah, that's, especially if you get a good blaster and good media for it or whatever, it'll work. How's everybody doing? You get good media blast and stuff that works good for actually peeling off paint. Just kind of slide down in with these little notches and
So I'm trying to get it to spin.
you push it down in right to begin with.
I think so.
Has that one been bolted back down? That's the next thing.
And then on the other side. Cause it has like that, there's a little L-shaped hole made into it. And then there's this little part that sticks out, so I went down and now I need to twist.
Shouldn't have to force it. I think I pulled both these bolts are out of that end.
Because I put that thing in the notch.
They should kind of stick out. The filter should actually probably stick, kind of pointing this way with that. Small bolts and do it pretty good.
Those thing's not as low as it can go either. Yeah, see, I just needed to spin. I need to.
Turn that back.
My finger. Where is that? Oh. Here you bring it. Not again. Did it?
Flywheel is swapped out. That other one ought to just kind of flip up there. Now load this in the back corner. Push it over itself and take. Then, wanna make sure we try to put the dipstick back in before, well, that might be able to go back in after we put the intake back up on there. Let me get that fuel line swapped out. Get the fuel line swapped out, and then I think this side will be pretty much all tied back together other than piping and stuff. Where's everybody from? Any mechanics watching? guess, intake could probably go back on, be the smartest way to go about whatever we should put on first, what we should wait on. Obviously, that fuel line, we gotta get out of there. Shouldn't be too bad to get out of that one. We'll go down here and see what I gotta do to disconnect it underneath. That line probably runs all the way back to the other fuel filter. Sure do. So, which one is it that we gotta replace? Great. That one, I'll put call back on there. And all the way up there, let's hold that. Pardon?
Yeah, how are we supposed to get that light off the other way?
Huh?
How are we supposed to get that off the other way?
We're gonna have to swap that whole line, I think. The other one shouldn't be too bad. I don't think this one should be too awful bad. Stick it down here. The other one, the motor and everything, got the transmission, then the transmission sets up and kind of runs along the frame, so it shouldn't be too awful bad. They have to do the cutters.
Right along your right, looking up at it. Or left, whichever way you're looking at it from. It's the one at the top.
Looking at the back of the motor. Yeah. So fast. See that one, right?
Yeah.
First thing about this one, you got this whole contraption set up down here to deal with. If you want to roll the transmission forward a little bit, get this one, it's going to come back forward soon anyways. What's going on, everybody? We're working on getting ready to replace a fuel line. We accidentally broke pulling the other engine out. It happens every now and then. Noise.
Feels nice outside right now in the sun.
That wasn't too smart. What are you laughing at? One of the moments where I knew better, but I done it anyways.
Okay, so yeah, don't go to the bathroom.
It was called earlier.
Yeah, well, they already have a flood, there's water everywhere. Don't have some water.
One of them days, somebody done clogged the toilet and water's all over the place in there. I just shut the water off. Keep the blue one. English only, sorry. thinking he's got a septic tank somewhere, but I don't think he's ever had anybody come out and look at it or try to pump it or anything. Is what it is. Said hi. How's it going? We appreciate everybody watching. We appreciate the thumbs up from whoever does like it. We're going to be doing this a lot more here. We mostly do mobile work. We're getting lucky now being able to work in the shop a little bit, at least out of the weather. But all my tools and everything in here comes off my box truck that we have. And we're kind of working on this job back and forth between other jobs. So we're probably gonna work on this hopefully for another hour or two and get a good bit of it done. And then we got a couple jobs we gotta go do after lunchtime. So we appreciate everybody watching and the thumbs up. Be right back in a second. We're gonna go grab this fuel line off this other truck to swap over.
Open this door and it might feel better in here.
Yeah.
Feel better and light it up more.
And I'm gonna go try to get that fuel line off. I got one little clamp down there that holds it. That one, I'm gonna see how it comes off. That way I know how that one comes off. I already got it disconnected back there. Disconnected here, that one bracket, so I got one little thing there holding it. Luckily that one comes down and connects to a line right over top the transmission. Get two off the back change. Guess you can keep them occupied if you want to do something. I'll go try to get that one off. If anything, we can straighten up tools and stuff. I don't know what all we should take with us when we go. I know obviously if we just go do tires, we don't need much. But and then if he calls about that other job, he's trying to get him to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue one's still good, right?
Yeah, the blue one's still good.
Alright, so sure.
What am I supposed to do to keep them occupied?
And we can start straightening up tools and putting just little bitty stuff down, just like sockets and everything back on the tray so we know what we're looking for. That flywheel right there,
Yeah.
could probably stick back on here and put the 10 bolts back in it. You ain't got to tighten them, just screw them in because he's not tear all that back down anyways to rebuild the motor. It's pretty much whatever you think.
I try to straighten up this whole corner here and make everything look prettier and better for us.
I ain't worried about all that. It's all
Well, I mean, like just overall. So
we're gonna be moving once we get this job done anyway.
they're trash away. Actually, you know what? There's that bucket in that thing, or not bucket, that barrel. I think I'm gonna bring that barrel over here so we can use it for a trash thing.
We're taking over in the other day when we get in, they just throw a bunch of stuff right over here and then have to take it back over there. Well, whatever.
Yeah. your day going?
Back hitting on it here in a couple minutes. We're just grabbing a couple eyeball parts and stuff we need to get back onto.
Almost got it. Where's everybody from? might be a way to replace that, but somehow whenever we pulled it out, we snapped it off by accident, so we're swapping one off the other truck and putting on this truck.
Is it, the road right here?
everybody doing? Who's watching? Where you from? After 11. Okay, mechanics watching? Putting the fuel line back on right now, so we're kind of under the truck. lines are back in place. Little hairdo going on there. Hoping between everything else going on, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so we're not working. Hoping to have this thing ready to run Friday. Again, we appreciate everybody watching and giving us thumbs up. Subscribe if you want. You don't have to. We appreciate you watching regardless. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. Where's everybody from? Alright everybody, we're going to go ahead and pop off here and probably wrap up. Got a job to do that's about 45 minutes away. The truck's supposed to be there between 12 and 1 o'clock, so we're going to get wrapped up and get ready to go do that. Got to go replace 4 drive tires on a trash truck. We'll probably set up a live for that. Shouldn't take us too long, but we'll be back in a little bit, and we appreciate everybody watching. Thank you.